When I was younger, I often dreamed of my wedding day. The beautiful dress, the perfect location, and of course the man I would marry. Now at 28, that dream is finally coming true. My fiancé and I have been together for 8 years and engaged for 3. We've shared many ups and downs, and through it all, our love has grown stronger. For the past 3 years, I've been juggling wedding planning while completing my PhD, which was no small feat. But with the help of my wonderful fiancé, we managed to get everything in order, including booking our dream wedding venue. This venue isn't just any place, it's the most beautiful location we could have imagined. Lush gardens, breathtaking views, and an ambiance that screams romance. But it's also incredibly popular. We had to book it 3 years in advance just to secure a spot. The only available date was in September of this year, and even though it felt like a long wait, we knew it would be worth it. However, life threw us an unexpected curveball a few months ago when my younger sister, who's 23, got engaged. I was thrilled for her. Her fiancé is a great guy, and they seemed perfect together. They started planning their wedding for the following spring. They didn't have a venue yet, but they had lined up a few vendors and set a date. Everything seemed to be going smoothly for them, and we were all looking forward to their big day. Then came the family barbecue. My parents hosted it, inviting our entire extended family, and of course my sister and her fiancé. It was a typical family gathering, lots of food, laughter, and catching up. But this time, there was a special announcement. My sister stood up in front of everyone and with a glowing smile, announced that she was pregnant. The family erupted in cheers, clapping, and congratulating her and her fiancé. It was a beautiful moment, and I was genuinely happy for her. As we settled down from the excitement, my grandmother, or Nan as we call her, asked my sister if they were still planning to have the wedding on the date they had set, or if they were considering postponing it because of the baby. My sister confidently said that they hoped to move the wedding to September instead, which was fine by me since most of our guests were local, and it wouldn't cause any issues with people attending both weddings. But then, my sister turned to me with a hopeful look in her eyes and said, "That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I was really hoping we could kind of like take your venue. I really can't stress myself too much with planning a wedding while going to maternity classes. And I think it's so beautiful, it would really mean a lot to me." The entire table went silent. Everyone looked at me, waiting for my response. My brother-in-law, who clearly wasn't comfortable with this, tried to interject. "We talked about this, and it's not okay to put her on the spot like this," he said to my sister. But she brushed him off, saying, "Don't be like that. My sister wants to do what's best for me, so it's no big deal, right?" I was stunned. My heart was racing, and I could feel the pressure from everyone's eyes on me. This was the venue my fiancé and I had waited years for, the one we had carefully planned around, and now my sister was asking me to just give it up? I managed to say, "Well, it kind of is a big deal. I don't know, I have my heart really set on the venue." That's when the tears started. My sister stormed off, crying, and Nan turned to me, accusing me of being selfish. "She needs the venue more than you do," she said sternly. My mother chimed in, saying, "You've waited 3 years, would it have killed you to wait a few more months? When has your sister ever asked you for something?" The comments from my family kept coming, and the more they spoke, the more upset I became. I felt like I was being ganged up on, and no one was considering my feelings. My fiancé, who had been quietly listening, finally had enough. He got up, told me we were leaving, and walked out. I followed him, feeling a mix of anger, frustration, and sadness. Later that night, my sister called me, still crying. She accused me of always getting what I wanted, and said it was unfair that I wouldn't do this one thing for her. My dad also texted me several times, saying things like, "I hope you're happy, your sister hasn't stopped crying since yesterday." He kept repeating that it was just a venue, and that what mattered was the person I was marrying, not the location. My fiancé was livid with my family. He didn't think my sister should even be invited to the wedding after this, and honestly, I wasn't sure what to think. The whole situation had become so overwhelming, and it was tearing me apart. A few days later, my brother-in-law called me. He apologized for the inconvenience and told me that he had specifically told my sister not to ask for the venue. He was angry with her and said she was blaming me for potentially ruining her marriage. This just added more fuel to the fire. My father kept texting me, saying my sister was still crying, and my mother went so far as to call my fiancé's parents, telling them that my sister needed the venue because she was pregnant and that preeclampsia ran in the family. I didn't even know what that meant, but it felt like she was using it to manipulate the situation. Thankfully, my future father-in-law wasn't having any of it. He told my mother to fuck off and gave her a piece of his mind, telling her that they were going to lose me if they kept playing favorites. This only made my mother more upset, and she started crying too, calling my father-in-law an ass. It felt like I was living in a bad soap opera. The drama was getting out of hand, and I didn't know how much more I could take. But then, something amazing happened. My fiancé's parents drove over to our place with supper and wine. They told me not to worry and reassured me that no matter what happened, they would be my safety net. I broke down in tears, feeling a mixture of relief and gratitude. For the first time in days, I felt like I wasn't alone in this. But the drama wasn't over yet. My sister found out about the situation through various media outlets. Apparently, the story had gone viral, and she stumbled upon it while browsing Reddit. She completely lost it, accusing me of painting her as a loony and misinterpreting the facts. She said that I was being unfair, that she was family, and that she had asked nicely because she loved me. She even tried to downplay the opinions of the internet, saying that family is more important and that I should focus on making my family happy. I was fed up. I sent her a message that I had been holding back for years. I am sorry that you perceived it that way. I did not in any manner distort what happened. As you might have noticed, I didn't describe your tone or exaggerate anything. Perhaps you remember that night differently than I do, but I digress. I am sick and tired of bending to your will. My whole life I have been your servant and your doormat. Remember all the birthdays I had to share with you because you would throw a tantrum because you didn't get presents? Or when you cried so that I would fill out job applications for you? But the thing that has hurt me most till now is when you ruined my graduation. I am done. I admit that I also spoiled you, but I will not any longer. If you want to marry so badly before your baby is born, then you could look at Hotel X, which offers last-minute weddings. I have spent too much time planning my wedding to give it to you. And if you want to ruin our relationship over this, then go ahead. I will sleep soundly and safely, knowing that it wasn't my fault. Her only response was, "Wow, you must love me so very much," before blocking me. The next morning, she unblocked me to send me a screenshot of a message from a wedding planner. "Hello dear. I got the message from your mother and will proceed with the rebooking of the venue on the spot. However, this will have extra costs, as we have to change the names on the contract. Please come by my office tomorrow so we can sign the new contract." And her reply, "That's great. I'll be there at 9. I couldn't believe it. My sister was trying to go behind my back and steal my venue. I was furious, but at the same time I felt a deep sadness that my own family would treat me like this. My older brother, who lives in another city, called me after hearing a weird story from my parents. My mom had told him that I had offered to give up the venue to my sister before the barbecue, and that I had humiliated her by changing my mind. When I told him the truth, he had no problem believing me. We talked a lot about our parents' behavior, and he confessed that part of the reason he moved away was because of how they treated us. He was on my side and reassured me that I wasn't in the wrong. With my family's actions growing more toxic by the day, my fiancé and I decided to take some precautions. We contacted all of our vendors and the venue to put passwords in place, ensuring that no one could make changes without our consent. We also canceled the catering that my parents had paid for, knowing that we wouldn't be able to get a full replacement on short notice. But our friends and my fiancé's family stepped up, offering to help us prepare a buffet. We decided to make it our bachelor party. Everyone would chip in, and it would be a fun, stress-free event. As we made these adjustments, I realized just how lucky I was to have such a supportive group of people around me. My fiancé's family, my friends, and my brother were all there for me, helping me navigate this incredibly difficult time. The experience opened my eyes to the toxicity in my family, but it also showed me the strength of the relationships I had with those who truly cared about me. In the end, I decided that if my family wanted to be a part of my wedding, they would have to apologize sincerely. If not, I still had my brother, who agreed to walk me down the aisle, and my aunt, who was the only family member who took my side from the beginning. I also called my wedding planner to address the text my sister had sent. The planner was horrified and assured me that she had never spoken to my mother since the day we booked the venue. She explained that even if someone were to call and say that I wanted to make changes, I would have to be present for any alterations. We informed everyone involved in our wedding about the situation, and they even offered to hire security for the day at a reduced price. Looking back, I can't believe how far things escalated, but I'm grateful for the people who stood by me. My wedding might not look exactly like I had originally planned, but it will be filled with love and support from those who truly matter. And that, in the end, is what really counts.